Hello, everyone. Have your attention. A little housekeeping first. I just want everyone aware that there's a lot of talking going on here in our meetings, and we need to, I'll just use the term that the last two times we've had our guest here, and I don't know about you, but the last time I got phone calls associated with all the talking going on. So please, if you need to chat or whatever, do it before or after. Make sure your phones are silent. So let's just respect our speakers, okay? And our club. I'd really appreciate it. Now everyone's had their hands spanked. If you don't stay in the corner, so we're lucky today. David, if you'll join me, or should I call you Dave since we're in church here? We'll do our invocation and our pledge. So when I retired in January, I began research for a book on the Revolutionary War. I've been profoundly impressed by what I've learned about the incredible leadership of George Washington. And here's an example of his wisdom that he imparted in his farewell address. Observe good faith and justice towards all nations. Cultivate peace and harmony with all. Religion and morality enjoin this conduct, and can it be that good policy does not equally enjoin it? It will be worthy of a free, enlightened, and to no distant period a great nation to give to mankind the magnanimous and too novel example of a people always guided by exalted justice and benevolence. Please join me in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, let us observe good faith and justice, cultivate peace and harmony, and provide a novel example of people guided by justice and benevolence. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. And at this point, we'll pass the minutes out for the adjustments in the minutes. Anyone see anything obvious? No, we'll keep moving. Okay. It's obvious when they're standing in the corner. All right, do minutes to be adjusted at this point. Membership birthdays. I have John Sean on April 16th. I don't have any membership anniversaries today. At this point, Chuck, if you're ready, I'll turn it over to you for welcome a guest and happy bucks.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Rotary Club of Dunedin weekly meeting here. And we're going to look at, first of all, guests. Who do we have to guest? All right, Chad.
This is Christine. I brought her in. She's I see her out at a lot of events in the senior industry, but and a lot of other people that work with her that I know really well. So I invited her here today, and we'd like to get her on the speaking engagement at one point in time as well. But if you want to tell her what you do and tell everybody.
Yeah, so I represent a nonprofit called Sages Theater, and Sages stands for Senior Actors Guild and Education Services. You're nodding because I've seen your face before. We're doing a play in Dunedin, and I wanted to tell you about it. So it's now the time to wait.
You can just give us 2 seconds.
2 seconds. Okay.
Pay it out.
Oh, I will. Happy to pay $1. I don't have to wait until I'll get it in the car.
I'll put it up.
Okay, thank you. So, Dealmaker is about a charmingly grumpy patriarch who is not quite ready to deal with the changes that come later in life. And he has to look at driving and whether he should still live in the big house he has with his wife and that sort of thing. But our plays are of purpose. They're all comedies. They're all performed by seniors and folks over the age of 50, except our 11-year-old granddaughter in this one. It's free. It's going to be at our Lady Lords Comedy Center, and it's a great way to start discussions. And so we have the support of 911, law enforcement, Florida Highway Patrol, and you'll see some of those speakers after the show as well, and get materials for free. So we hope that you'll come. We'll also be presenting a card for another nonprofit to an essential worker at that performance.
Wonderful. So it's a free show.
It's free. That's our nonprofit. The 23rd, Saturday the 23rd at 2 o'clock. It's a matinee. You can arrive anytime to get your seat, get goodie bags, talk to other people. I would love for you to look up sagestheater.org and see what we do. It's all about giving back to the community. It never costs anybody a dime. We exist on donations, and we made it through COVID, so we're happy to take
It's nice to have somebody else great going on in Dunedin. So I'm looking to see who else we have. We have our speaker here at this table, but I don't think, well, we have Ron Dahl. Is our visitor from Canada who will be abandoning us and headed north. And it's probably because the snow is scheduled to melt, tomorrow and next day. So,
Thank you, John. Can I say a few words?
Please do.
Save myself a $100.
No. I'm so you guys are true Canadians.
I think I have 75 cents. This is my last meeting before we go home. I think we're going to leave on Sunday. The happiness is that I'm going home. The sadness is that I'm leaving the Lake Dunedin and I'm leaving this club. This is my club away from home, and I love the club just as much as I love the city of Dunedin. We've had so many years here, and we just love it here. And I'm not sure what we're going to do next year. I have no idea. But thank you all very much for your hospitality. I wish you well as you're rebuilding this club post-pandemic. So good luck with that. Thank you very much.
We wish you a safe trip. Dear friend Ron Dahl, who will be migrating north. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Dick Wilson is here, but he's been on the line. He's been here in person today. He's usually been online, but we're happy to have Dick with us. He's a regular member. So we go from introducing guests to happy bucks to see who's going to kick up a buck to be happy. Dad, I'll take your dollar.
I told him I was just here earlier and I stopped in the cheese before the cashier was there to get something for my dog, so I used up all my cash. I said, I literally do not have a dollar to my name today. So I'm thankful he's there.
Here's one for her.
Okay, great.
And then I'll give you another one.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody's, a few people have reached out and noticed, but I had a rare tumor removed at the VA hospital, and I survived the VA surgery. So for all you people that but it turned out to be benign and everything was good. But
You're real anesthetic or just
no, they just went in and started cutting.
They give you that lowest
It was.
You get that lowest bitter anesthesia, it's kind of delirium. Okay, so, Larry has a dollar.
I'd just like to say, thank David Kelly for coming with me Sunday. We attended the district meeting that they had here in Largo. This year, they didn't just locate just one place over 3 days. They had over 3 different locations over 3 days, which I think is a great idea. But I think we had a pretty good time. We tried to stay out as much trouble as we could, but I think we failed. But it was I thought it was a great meeting, had great speakers, and I hope they have something similar next year. I'll be looking forward to it.
Great. And we should endorse that because you may have had a really good time. Nobody called me for bail money. That's great.
They're still looking for
I want to
us.
second that because I did show up. I came a little late and I left a little early, so I haven't doing the same meeting. And it was a beautiful day and the pavilion, and it was, we stayed for about an hour and a half, I guess, but it was a 4-hour event. And it was really, really nice to see all the Rotarians, people I haven't seen, and a lot of the fellow Rotarians I haven't seen for a long time. It was great. It was beautiful out there.
It's always good to have
Eagle
you.
Lake Park.
And we have Sally Parks.
I think I forgot to acknowledge that I had a good time from the Outer Banks. Max said, there's Sarah and Jack Kessler in their cottage, which of course is bigger than my house. And we had a wonderful time. The weather was coolish, and a couple mornings it was in the 30s. But it got all the way up to 50, and it was sunny, and we were right on the Atlantic Ocean, which is where their cottage is. So it was beautiful, and I waited for Sarah and Jack.
Wonderful. Now, on the Outer Banks, there are some wild horses, some wild ponies. Did you see the
No,
ponies?
I've never seen the ponies. I don't know to see them.
All right. Like, give you a quick history lesson here. How many of you know about the ponies and Tick-a-Tick?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, the ponies at the Outer Bank, same thing. A ship with some horses on it, sinks offshore. The horses swim ashore. And everybody, they live there as wild horses. Yeah, and the Chickadee horses are rounded up by the volunteer fire department. They swim them across and they auction some of them off, and that's what pays for the ambulances every couple of years. When you live about 60 miles from a hospital, you want good ambulances. So, okay, I believe that, we have one more happy thought. Okay.
Thank you. I'm celebrating my son and family coming from Boston this week. They're coming for Easter and my birthday. My birthday is for the third time in my life going to be on Easter. I was born on Easter, and yeah, so when I was 11, it happened again, and now I'm not going to tell you what age this is, but it's happening again. And a second happy thought because my daughter was born on my birthday. Easter. Third birthday.
Makes it easy to keep track. Nick Seller has a happy thought. Thank you, sir. No, I want you to make sure that
Well, give me three. So two things, probably one, club of business. Just want to make sure everybody knew that the grants committee recommended in the last week, the board approved our fall cycle of grants. And those included grants to Blue-Green Connections, Jode and High School's National Junior ROTC program, the Dunedin History Museum, Friends of the Dunedin Library, Suncoast Animal Sanctuary, and of course, Clothes to Kids. So congratulations to all the grant recipients, and a little pat on the back to us as a club for being able to provide those resources for important community organizations. Second thing, speaking of community organizations, some of you know that in addition to the church duties, I chair a new nonprofit, the North Pinellas Advocates for Racial Equity. It's a mouthful, just say NPAIR. And we are launching a new group called the Business Owners of Color Alliance, with a little bit of help from the local chamber, and they're kicking off their meeting this evening at 6 o'clock, so wish them well. And if you happen to know any local business owners of color, please do make sure that they know about it. They're going to meet the second Tuesday of each month and at the hub at the chamber at 6 o'clock. So second Tuesday, 6 o'clock, the hub, Business Owners of Color Alliance, or BOCA. Excuse the initials. It's easier.
Okay, cool. Good. Back to you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Well, at this time, maybe it was more food in your mouth, but I'll probably okay. I'm going to do Sally. Shall we introduce our speaker for today?
Oh, we have to do 50-50.
Oops, you're just losing your touch.
50-50, go for it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
In the interest of expediency, I'm going to ask Dave to draw. I think it. Okay, it's a red ticket this week. And if you have 988664, okay. Pat, come pick your card, see what you win. All right. It's like $8 in the pot. We're looking for a Queen of Diamonds. You get $10. Okay. 5 and 5. Okay. We're happy.
Close to Kids has long been been championed by this Rotary Club. And I know individuals in this room have also supported Close to Kids. So we have Megan here with us today. Megan is a Pinellas County girl, grew up here, went to Palm Harbor University High School. You up in Palm Harbor?
Eastlake High School.
Eastlake High School. Okay. And then she moved on to go to another country, which is Tallahassee. Go Noel, she says. So she's a Seminole. And then she moved to Atlanta and was there for 10 years. But when she got married, she moved back here, now has 2 children, and she is director of development for Clothes To Kids. So it's my pleasure to introduce Megan Glassie. Megan.
Thank you, Sally. Can you all hear me? Yeah. I mean, I can sometimes speak louder than the microphone, just ask my kids. So, do you all mind if I just speak over this way, or can you hear me? Okay. Oh, I need to speak into this. Okay. Thank you all so much for having us at Clothes To Kids. As Sally had mentioned, you guys have been a huge supporter of Clothes To Kids. For those of you who are new and don't know about Clothes To Kids, Clothes To Kids is a local nonprofit. We provide an entire week's worth of school clothes, all free of charge, to kids who come from low-income families or kids that are at risk. We don't just provide clothing, we provide the entire shopping experience. These kids, our kids, get to make an appointment and come in and shop for 5 tops, 4 bottoms, 5 new pairs of underwear, 5 new pairs of socks, a pair of shoes, a dress, and a jacket. Guys, did I lose you yet? That's a lot of clothes. And as you all know, with the current economic status that we're all currently living through and trying to keep our head above waters, our families in our community are trying to keep a roof over their head and food on the table. Budgets are not stretching far enough for clothing. These families are coming to us with worn out shoes, clothes that don't fit them, and clothes that have holes and stains in them. The great news about Clothes To Kids is that when they walk through our door, there is nothing that they need to worry about from a financial side. They get to come in and browse tons of racks full of quality or new used clothing. As they get to browse these racks, they get a wardrobe cart. They get to go around and pick out tops. They get to go around and pick out dresses and shorts and pants. Things that make them feel good about themselves and give them confidence and self-worth when attending school. Research shows us that the more confidence kids feel when attending school, the more likely they are to succeed. Our hope at Clothes To Kids is that when they come and shop for clothes that make them feel confident, is that they will continue to attend school and continue all the way through their senior year in hopes that they will graduate and get an education. As you know, education is so important. So we want to do our part in keeping these kids at school. So if you could do me a favor while you're eating, close your eyes. And if you can, picture a time back in high school, back in middle school, or maybe even elementary school. Do you remember what it was like every day waking up and getting dressed for school? Some of us had a favorite outfit. Some of us knew that that favorite outfit, when we put it on the next day, that we could go to school and know that we could take on the world. These kids, they don't get that opportunity. These kids are wearing the same clothes over and over. We meet with social workers on a daily basis who tell us that kids are going to school on a Monday and Tuesday, but they refuse to go to school Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday in fear of being bullied. We had a woman who, that we work with, a social worker, and her family was at a laundromat. They were washing all of their week's worth of clothes. There was a fight that broke out at the laundromat, and when the cops came, everyone scattered. They were told to leave, and they had to leave all of their possessions inside the laundromat. Well, when this mom of 3 came back to get the only clothes that her family had, besides the clothes on their back, it had all been stolen from her. Her kids literally could not attend school because they did not have any clothes. She called the social worker at Hillsborough County. They called us, and that very next day, we allowed her whole family, the 3 kids, to come in and shop so that they would be able to attend school. For me, my favorite outfit in the 4th grade was a purple dress with a big pink heart necklace. I love this dress. For this little girl, Candace, who came in last week, her favorite dress was a purple dress and a big pink heart necklace. And as I was looking through her wardrobe cart and I saw all these beautiful dresses, I asked her, I said, Candace, what dress is your favorite? And as she went through every piece of clothing hanging up there, every single piece of dress and top and shorts, she said, this is my favorite. This is my favorite. I really like this one. This is my favorite. You all have given us the opportunity to provide 15 children, which is half of a classroom here in Pinellas County, with an entire week's worth of school clothes. That's 572 articles of clothing that your donation is helping our kids in our community. With Candace and her, she got to the last dress as a purple dress. She said, Miss Megan, this is really my favorite dress. And I said, why, baby? And she said, because this makes me feel good. It makes me me. And with my heart just full and fighting back tears, her mom looks at us and said, you have given me my dignity back, because I don't have to worry about everything on these carts costing us and worrying about that the tags are a certain price point that we can't fit. You guys are clothing our kids so that I can take the money that I've earned to go put food on our table. And before little Miss Candace left, she said, Miss Megan, I forgot to tell you, but the underwear I like more than my favorite purple dress. And I said, really, Miss Candace? I said, why would you say that? And she said, because I've been wearing the same underwear for the last 3 months, flipping it inside out, because they don't have washer and dryer, and it's our own pair of underwear. So for a little 7-year-old to get so excited about a pair of underwear, when I know that we all look in our closets and we are blessed with options and opportunities to stand in front of a mirror and feel good about the clothes we put on. So many people forget how important clothes are and how it makes us feel inside. Ladies, how many of you are in the first outfit you tried on today? Second? Third? Okay, I've been in some places, I've had a 4th up there. We go in our closet, we put on things and stand in front of a mirror, and it may not match our mood for the day. It may not make us feel good about ourselves, or maybe we just don't like that color today. And we're able to go back in our closet and change our clothes. But a lot of these kids stand in front of a mirror with thoughts of being bullied and not having a lack of self-worth. But you guys, Rotarians, you all have provided this opportunity. And let me say it again, 15 kids, half of a classroom full of a wardrobe that they can look through and sort through and call them their favorites. We at Clothes To Kids are so incredibly grateful on the impact that you make on our organization. And people like Jarvis, who came in last week with the backs of his shoes folded down and a hole in the front of his shoe. We said, Jarvis, what are you most excited about at Clothes To Kids? And he said, a pair of shoes. And he looks down at his shoes and he said, these are my school shoes, these are my church shoes, and these are my sports shoes. They were my sister's shoes. My sister, who is the oldest of 5. So these shoes have been passed down from kid to kid to kid, but we were able to provide him a pair of shoes that not only fit him, but that allowed him the comfortability as well as the likeness to what he wanted to wear and fit in at school. We don't just put a bunch of clothes on a rack and say, I hope this works. Clothes To Kids stays as updated as we can, keeping up with the latest trends here in our community. Because just because kids don't have anything doesn't mean that anything works for them. We all know that at school, it's all about status and wanting to fit in at certain social groups. And when kids look at each other, they can judge them right away and tell, you don't have any money. And these kids, no fault of their own, and their parents may be struggling, have to wear the burden of their family's troubles when they should be just going to school and having a good time. So I thank you so much for this opportunity, and not only providing a wardrobe, but providing the shoes for kids to go to school and feel confident, providing new, clean underwear, clean socks. Do you ever think about your socks? These kids are elated to get these socks. And then 5 tops and 4 bottoms and a jacket in what Florida calls cold. Don, don't judge us, it's cold. Or Ron, I'm sorry, Ron, don't judge us, it's cold outside this past week. Our kids needed jackets. But you all are providing that, and at Clothes to Kids, we are so grateful. And I'll leave you with this last statistic. So just the January and February, the first 2 months of the year, Clothes to Kids served over 1,000 students in our communities. 1,000 students. HEAT, which is a homeless program here in Pinellas County for families and children, they said by the end of this school year that more than 4,000 students in Pinellas County will be either living in a homeless shelter or in their cars. And we are doing our best to help these kids with these tough situations, to at least continue them to get an education and go to school so that they don't end up on the streets. And we can do that by giving them the confidence and the clothes that they're wearing. So thank you for making a difference in the children in our community and helping them attend school with the self-worth and confidence needed to stay in school. Thank you guys so much. I'm sorry.
I'm just curious, how much would it take to sponsor the clothes that you're talking about?
So each wardrobe that I just mentioned costs Clothes to Kids $65. $65. Each wardrobe is $65. So if you wanted to sponsor, kids can come in and shop with us twice in 12 months. So 2 wardrobes would be $130. We also have a program called Circle of Friends, and they provide $65. It's on a reoccurring charge once a month that provides 12 wardrobes throughout the year. Yes, sir.
As a former teacher and principal, I realize how important this program is. I've seen another organization that provides prom gowns for girls.
Yep.
Is that something that you're into as well?
No, so there's an organization called Bella at the Ball, which Goodwill just purchased, and that is their niche, is the prom gowns, homecoming gowns. Clothes to Kids, we are more focused and we stay in our lane on just providing the clothes needed to attend school, so the essentials of clothing.
Megan, I have a question about some of the adults who come in with their children who need clothing also. So those parents who come in, do you have a way to serve them too?
So our focus is pre-K4 through seniors in high school is our main focus. We do have a section in each of our stores which we call extras. And at times when people donate their clothes and give us things that aren't pre-K4 through seniors in high school related, we will put them in an extra section, as well as baby clothes, 0 to about 3T. And caregivers can come in and grab those extras, and it's not part of the wardrobe, but they're free to, it's free for them to take whatever they would like. Our stores aren't large enough to house tons of clothing for the adults or for the babies. So we do our best in keeping a lot of just the good stuff, but yes, they are welcome to take whatever they can find.
Megan, I know you used volunteers in the past. Have you had to kind of restart that program, or were you doing it through the COVID crisis?
The volunteers, so yes, we haven't stopped. Clothes to Kids, thankfully, was considered essential. So we closed for those 8 weeks, but then we opened our doors back up. And by open our doors, we weren't able to provide the shopping experience because, again, our stores are small. But we were able for our families to go online and fill out a form. This form had the sizes, favorite colors, favorite types of shirts, dresses. It tried to get as detailed as we could. And we called it a bonus bag. So I told you that kids can come twice in 12 months. This was a bonus bag. So we didn't count this against them, but we knew during the pandemic that just because the world shut down didn't mean kids didn't need new underwear and new socks. So we still were able to provide kids and families clothing. They just weren't able to do the shopping. And we actually, in the end of 2021, we had done over 11,000 wardrobes, and more than half of those were clothing to go bags, where parents that had lack of transportation actually continued to do the clothing bag, where social workers or DFC came and picked up the bags for the families.
And how do you determine what donations you can accept as part of the clothing?
Yeah, absolutely. So anything pre-K4 through seniors in high school, children come in all shapes and sizes. So I always say for like jeans and shorts, skirts, dresses, we'll take them at any size. And then for tops, as we're cleaning out our closets, is it something that a high school student would like to wear? We like to stay relevant. So it's all new and quality use clothing. For the clothing that we can't use, so if those clothes that come in with a stain or the broken zipper or broken button, we actually work with a company called Suncoast Textiles that will come and pick up all of our discarded clothing, and they actually recycle it by putting it on pallets and selling it across seas. So nothing ever goes to the waste. So even if it's something we can't use, know that it will be recycled and not thrown in the garbage.
What's the selection process for the seniors?
It's selected.
You know, kids in 12th grade. We said
Yes,
seniors, right?
yep.
Yeah, so what's your selection process for those that get to shop with you?
So our stores are all divided out by girls, young boys, young women, and young men. So they know when they come into the store, they know what racks to go to and shop. So we have everything tagged, we have it all sorted. Macy's, when we first opened, actually came into our stores and helped us design the store and separate the store. So when you walk into our stores, everything is by size, by article of clothing. We even do our best to keep it rainbowed so that when I'll use like my little girl for an example, her favorite color is purple. When she comes in, I can tell her where to go in the rack to look at a certain color of shirts or dresses because I know her favorite color is purple.
What I really would like to add too is what is the selection for the students themselves? How did they come to you to shop? Who are they?
So any child that qualifies for free and reduced price lunch is eligible to come and shop with us. However, since the pandemic, we've actually taken that burden off of our parents' plates, and anybody that is reaching out to us, we are just helping them. As long as they're enrolled in a Pinellas or Hillsborough County school, we're just helping them without any added stress on their plates.
Do you know of a community-based laundry that children could use, where they could those people have?
A lot of them in their neighborhoods, they have the laundry mats that they use. People have asked us, about laundry, and if we're like boys' pants, we'll have volunteers. If we get a large amount of boys' pants, sometimes our volunteers will take the pants home and wash them and then bring them back. But we wouldn't put anything on our racks again that smelled, that were dirty or stained. And if it is like a good pair of Nike shoes, we do our best with a magic eraser to try and clean them up as best as possible. Again, our philosophy is not something is better than nothing. They deserve the best, and just like we would and go into a mall, so we want to make sure that the best is provided for them.
So Megan, we had a project that we've been involved in the past called Drop Out Your Drawers in the fall. And I'm wondering if you're doing that again. That provides new underwear for all age kids and bring in packets not used.
Yes, and believe it or not, we do get used underwear. But yes, we will be, that is an ongoing annual campaign for Clothes to Kids, and it is huge. I was just explaining, Martha, right? I was just explaining to Martha, our back to school last year, from the last week of July, the whole month of August, in 1 week in September, we saw over 2,600 kids. And if you do the math, multiply that by 5 pairs of underwear and 5 new pairs of socks, That's a lot of underwear. We go through more than 65,000 pairs of underwear each year. So as a nonprofit, that's what we would spend our money on. So the more, civic groups and places of worship and corporations that we can get helping us collect new underwear is huge. So yes, I would love for y'all to do it again this year.
Sure, we are planning on that. I was funny because Sally got me before I joined Red Band. Yes, we've been involved for many years and also with the church. We partner with the church.
Oh, wonderful.
And it's in August and we'll probably be inviting you back.
Yes.
You were virtual last year.
Yes, yep, yeah.
It's good to see you in person.
Yes, good to see you all too.
We really love working. We love donating, working with those kids.
Thank you. Well, we appreciate it so much. And if I can make one recommendation on the drop off your drawers, everybody wants to buy the cute little girls' underwear, but we need the larger sizes in boys and in young women. So I don't know, everyone just is always, like, we have baskets full of young, little, tiny, size 5, so just go larger sizes. Yes, sir, Chuck.
Did you, when you said your stores, how many stores do you have, and are they just in Pinellas County? And is there a comparable program in Hillsborough?
Absolutely. So we have 3 stores. One is in Clearwater right here off Hercules. The other one is in South St. Pete. And then we just opened Hillsborough in 2018, the end of 2018. So we just tapped into the Hillsborough County. Believe it or not, before the pandemic, the 62% of children in Hillsborough County were on free and reduced price lunch. So our goal and our hope and our prayer would be to open a second store in Hillsborough County. I'm not sure if y'all are aware of this, but it's the 7th largest county in the United States. So it's a big county, but yes, we've been surpassing numbers in the Hillsborough County. A lot of refugees. We work with a ton of shelters in our area.
Megan, I think President Larry and our chair of the Grants Committee are ready to present a check. So they're glad to do that.
Thank you.
Well, Megan, it is
Thank
certainly
you.
our honor and privilege to be able to offer that $1,000 grant. And if you do the math, it's 15 wardrobes or a whole heck of a lot of new underwear.
Yes.
So we are more than glad to be able to
Thank
continue
you.
to support you all in the great work that
I
you do.
appreciate it.
So,
Hold the check up.
It's Sally.
She's done it before.
She does.
Thank you.
Dave, come back. We're not done with you yet.
Oh.
Pat, did you want to present the book? I've already got it here.
Megan, we have our speaker sign a book, and the book has been presented to an elementary school in Dunedin. So we'd like you to sign and then also put your affiliation with Clothes To Kids on here so they know who you are.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, at this point, we'll move on to, let's see here, next week, we're on spring break. So we don't meet next week, all right? But the week after that, I believe we're having Clause Commissioner Charlie Justice is going to be speaking, week after next.
Did everybody hear that?
Are y'all paying attention? There'll be a quiz afterwards.
It's hard to hear. Hard to understand.
Well,
Yeah, let me just emphasize that it's the chairman of the county commission, Charlie Justice, is our speaker in 2 weeks from today. No meeting next week. Yeah,
No meeting next week.
correct.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get some emails on that.
And I'd
Yeah.
like
I got, does Jeff John know this?
Devin, that's it.
Yeah, yes, we were scheduled, or I scheduled a meeting for the international committee next week, not knowing that we didn't have a meeting. So that will be announced. I'll go back today and we're regroup and I'll get something out to everyone for the next meeting. Okay? Thank you.
All right, David, you still need any more holes to fill in for the invocation next quarter?
I do. I've got 2 invocation slots to fill on June the 15th, June 14th and June the 28th. So if you're around the 14th and 28th of June and you like to pray in public, come see me. That's it.
All right, April 16th, Palm Harbor Road is having an annual cornhole tournament. I sent that out to the membership earlier, I think this weekend, I believe. And we also have, just as a reminder, I know it's a little ways off, we have the district family bike ride coming up in October. Yeah, of course, with this date's been moved twice, but we're hoping this time in October, that date will stick. Is there any other announcements to be made at this time? If there are no other announcements, if you would stand and join me in the 4-way test. The 4-way test, I thanks say or do. First,
Is it true?
second,
Is it fair to all concerned?
third,
Will it build goodwill and better friendships?
and fourth.
Will be beneficial to all concerned.
Thank you everyone for coming out today. Thank you for joining us. We are adjourned.